amazing people. Welcome back to the Literal Podcast, the amazing podcast where we have honest conversations about life, faith, society, and everything in between. I'm your amazing host, D Phenomenal Oge, and today we're going to be talking about something interesting, something that actually affects each and every one of us, and that is the Olodo uprising, in YC's words. Now, before anyone gets offended by the word Olodo, let's define what exactly it means to be an Olodo. So growing up as a kid in Nigeria back then, if someone was referred to as Olodo, it means that the person wasn't academically bright or academically intelligent. But now, I think the meaning of what an Olodo is has actually evolved over the years. So who exactly is an Olodo? So in today's world, an Olodo is not necessarily somebody without a university degree. No. An Olodo is someone who refuses to learn, refuses to think critically, refuses to take correction, and goes ahead to spread misinformation with confidence. That is an Olodo. So you can actually have a PhD and still behave like an Olodo. You can actually have a university degree and still behave like an Olodo. Same way, you might not have a university degree and not be an Olodo. So now let's put this disclaimer out there. This episode isn't about mocking people who didn't have formal education. Far from it. This episode is about enlightening us and opening our eyes to see if we are actually an educated Olodo or an uneducated Olodo. You get it? This video is about a society that now increasingly celebrates loud opinions over informed opinions. The society where we find ourselves in today now celebrates people with low value or no value at all kind of content. Meanwhile, the people who actually have informed opinions and good, valuable educational content don't get as much attention as the people who post valueless content, for lack of better words. So now let's be honest, social media has not helped matters at all. Social media has completely changed the rules of the game. 10 to 20 years ago, if somebody wanted to become an authority on a topic or an area, they needed years of study, experience, and also research. But now, anybody can just, pick up their camera and their ring lights, set it up, and start saying anything they want to say. Because everybody has access to the internet. Everybody has access to social media. So now the world is a global village. Everybody is your audience. You just need to have the confidence to put out your content, whether it actually provides value or not, whether it's just you fooling yourself or acting silly on the internet. There's literally audience for everybody right now, unfortunately. Social media has actually done something amazing, but it also has its pros and its cons. The pros of it is the fact that you can actually pick up your phone and learn anything online, but the con of it is the fact that the authenticity of what you're learning is not guaranteed. So that is now up to you to filter whatever it is you watch or whatever it is you learn on social media. So social media has, helped in a way, and it has also made things worse. Today, everyone has a microphone, but unfortunately, not everybody has knowledge. And not everybody knows how to filter or tell the difference between the both, unfortunately. So the problem here now isn't ignorance. No, there's nothing wrong with ignorance. Ignorance simply means not knowing something. Ignorance is not the problem, because it's okay to not know everything. Nobody knows everything. No one is an island. It's okay to not know something, but the problem is when you decide to dwell in your ignorance and misinform others in the process. That's where the problem is. So the real problem here is choosing to remain ignorant and misinforming others with your unfounded claims and content and information. If you scroll through your social media feed now, 1 minute somebody is a relationship coach, the next minute the same person is advising people on finance. Not that it is bad though, but it is only bad when these things are unfounded information. If you don't have proper knowledge to give out to people, please resist the urge to post that video. If you don't really know what you're saying, please don't misinform others, because some people are actually gullible enough to just run with an information that they see on social media, and that becomes the basis of their decision making and all that. So if you go about misinforming people and making people make wrong decisions or wrong financial decisions simply because of the confidence with which you post or put out your content, then that's not a good thing. And unfortunately, these days facts no longer matter, because people have become more emotional than logical. Anybody who can just come out and speak confidently, pick up their camera, set their ring light, anybody can just come out and, say whatever it is they want to say. As far as they can say it with confidence and sound convincing enough, they will convince a multitude of people to follow them. And, some people even pay these people for knowledge that these people don't even have. And the next thing is they're doing master class or one thing or the other for innocent people who are gullible enough to give these people their coins. People no longer want to do their findings. People no longer want to do their own personal research to checkmate this information that they're actually getting. It's okay to watch videos. Of course, I also do that. I watch videos on social media. I have people that I follow. But please, make sure that you're testing the knowledge that you're getting before you actually act upon it. Do your own personal research. Check and make sure that, okay, this thing that this person is actually telling me to do is actually good and is actually true before you go ahead and hook, line and sinker and make your decisions based on 1 minute or 30 seconds video. So please, let's be wise, I beg. So if at this point you haven't liked this video or you haven't subscribed to my channel, I don't know what you're waiting for, my darling. Please do well to hit the subscribe button right now to subscribe to my channel. Like this video, drop your comments in the comment section and I'll be sure to respond. And share this video with your friends, family and loved ones, because what shall it profit you to not do that? Nothing, my darling, is absolutely free. Thank you. Back to the video. So now I'd like to ask you guys a question. Has the value of education actually reduced over the years? What do you think? Drop your comments in the comment section and I'll be sure to respond. For me, I would say, unfortunately, yes. In the world we have today, the value of education has actually reduced. People now value education less because visibility has become more profitable than credibility, unfortunately. Yes. So people now chase after whatever content they can put to gain visibility on social media. Whatever it is will give them the numbers, whatever it is will give them the views. That's what people are now focusing on doing, forgetting the important part, which is credibility of the content you're putting out. People now focus more on whatever it is going to be clickbait. Whatever is clickbait for people, whatever is rage bait for people, people will rather put that out than put out actual credible content, because the former gets more visibility than the latter, unfortunately. We've entered an era where number of followers now matters more than qualifications. Now social media is the new gold mine. So everybody wants to make money on social media without caring or bothering about the quality of content that they're actually putting out. And because this era that we're in rewards visibility over credibility, we now have increase in the number of people putting out rubbish content because it sells. You now hear young people have people putting out silly content online as their role models. You now hear young people say something like, oh, why would I go to the university for 5 years to study a course when I'm not even guaranteed I'll get a job, when I can actually go on social media, post videos, do skits, do anything silly, mumu myself and post it, and then people start to follow me, and I start to get money from there. So now young people no longer value education because they feel like, what is the point? They now see going to school as a waste of time because they feel I can make money on social media. So those 5 years I'm using in school, if I dedicate those 5 years to actively posting whatever sort of content on a daily basis, I will actually still make money. So please, why bother? And to be honest, it's a fair question because these days we've seen influencers and social media, personalities making more money than even doctors, surgeons, bankers and all that. And that's the world we live in today. Entertainers are now more influential than researchers and people who are actually putting out valuable content. If you see two different content and one person is actually putting out value, one person is actually informing the world and informing people on valuable things to do, how to make their life better, educational content, you will see that the views on that one will be lower. But let somebody just come and twerk, do silly things, post semi-nude content, that person is going to sell even more. And also let one person be posting valuable content, this person will have lower views than somebody who is just doing silly things, acting weird on social media and all that. I don't want to call any names, but you guys know these people. So if you do the math is not mathing. So that's why people now think that there's no need to bother myself with creating content that actually provides value. Why don't I just join the bandwagon and be silly online, and then I get the views, get brand deals, get visibility, and before you know it, I become a millionaire. Boom, all in your faces. So unfortunately, this is not helping matters. So please, the word of today, I beg, we need to do better. So what exactly has been the cost of this Olodo uprising in the society? Number one, people now make uninformed decisions based on fake financial advice given by people as content. People lose money because they are following fake investment advice on social media, because anybody can post anything. You just need to sound convincing enough, and then before you know it, you've got your numbers. So that's one downside and one cost of the Olodo uprising in our society today. Number two cost or downside of the Olodo uprising. Families now make health decisions based on the social media post or a WhatsApp broadcast. Anybody can just, write down some information, sound very articulate and convincing, and post it. And the next thing you're like, it's true, this is what our family needs to do now to be healthy. Or they say you should mix bicarbonate of soda, or mix baking soda and this and salt and that one and vinegar and drink, and then it will cure heart failure, it will cure cancer, it will cure this, it will cure that. Before you know it, one family has made their decision based on that and go and mix it and share for all their family members, and before you know it, they end up in the hospital. So that's one of the downside of the Olodo uprising. Number three, relationships now break up because of unfounded, unrealistic relationship advice that people give to others on social media. Some people now go ahead and listen to people that say, if your boyfriend is not giving you 5 million naira for example now, if your boyfriend is not giving you 5 million naira monthly, dump him. If your boyfriend is not paying for luxury trips for you every month, dump him. If your woman is not doing this, if your woman is not doing that, if that woman is not cooking, cleaning, doing this, doing that, dump her. Before you know it, people run ahead. Before you know it, people go ahead, run with this information and go and scatter their relationship that is even working out for them, simply because a stranger on social media told you is the way to go. So this is a disadvantage of the Olodo uprising, because that Olodo that is posting that thing for you people, that's the people that people believe over people who have actual wisdom and post founded informative content. Number four, some people are even silly enough to reject actual professional advice simply because an influencer told them otherwise. Some people now take, immigration advice, different things from an influencer who is posting content because she has been paid, over somebody who actually has professional expertise on immigration or any other thing. Immigration is just an example. That's not the only thing that this affects. The entire community can now be divided just because of misinformation. Because somebody heard something online and then, decided to run with it and make it law. Another person doesn't believe it. Before you know it, boom, 2 seconds, everywhere done bust. People are quarreling and fighting over unfounded information that they didn't even go and verify by themselves. The truth is that words have consequences, and information shapes people's decisions. And these decisions, in turn, shapes people's lives. So that's why the truth matters. Quality content matters. Quality information matters, and that is why it's also important that you try to verify whatever knowledge you get. Test that knowledge and be sure that it is true before you run with it and make your life decisions based on somebody's 1 minute content. I beg you. So you might want to ask, what exactly should we do? What exactly is the solution to the problem? The major solution we need right now is to go back to our drawing board and become lifelong learners. Yes, people have stopped learning. People have stopped reading. People don't want to learn anymore. People no longer want to read. People don't want to research on their own. They just want somebody to post 2 minutes video, 1 minute video, and explain something that can take hours of research and days and weeks of research to find out. They want somebody to just come and explain it to them in a 30-second or 1 minute video, because people's attention span is very short. So here's what we need to do. Number one, read books. If you don't even like reading books, read online materials. Do your research. Listen to experts. Verify information before you make your decisions based on them. Challenge your own assumptions. Don't confuse confidence with competency. They are two different things. Anybody can be confidently saying nonsense. The fact that they sound convincing and they sound articulate enough doesn't mean that they are competent or they actually know what they are saying. Some people say rubbish with confidence. I want you to know that today. Another thing we need to do is don't confuse popularity with truth. They are two different things. The fact that somebody is popular doesn't mean that what they have been saying is true. The fact that somebody has a lot of followers doesn't mean that the information they are giving out is correct. So don't go running after somebody's page because, this person has 100k followers, 500k followers? What if it's just 500k gullible people? Do you even know? So please make sure you do your findings. Test whatever information you're getting. Do your own research. Be sure before you make your life decisions. Because you get why. The smartest people are not the ones who know everything. The smartest people are the ones who never stop learning. So please, don't stop learning today. Maybe the greatest danger to our generation is not even lack of information. It's the lack of discernment. We have unlimited access to knowledge, yet people refuse to think, people refuse to read, people refuse to do their research. The goal should be to discover what is true. Let's build a culture that actually celebrates wisdom instead of noise. Now, let me be clear and put this out there. There is absolutely nothing wrong with entertainment. Yes, there is nothing wrong with entertainment. We all need to laugh. We all need to distress. We all need to let off steam. We need to laugh. We need, funny content, comedy, skits, and all that. I'm not saying we don't need them. We do. Comedy is valuable. Dance is valuable. Music is valuable. Creative content is valuable. So in the midst of trying to entertain people, my point is just make sure you're actually giving value. Because you can do valuable skits. There are some people who, when you watch their skits, you learn something. So be that kind of content creator today. Rather than putting out content that makes no sense, it's just silly things or vanity. Actually put out content that gives value. Prioritize giving value over just, clickbait content. So today, instead of choosing your mentor based on admiration of whoever is trending or whoever has a flashy lifestyle or who has the most followers or who appears the most successful online, instead, ask yourself today, what am I actually learning from this person? Because your mentor should not just only be able to teach you how to go viral on social media. Your mentor should be able to teach you how to build character, how to think critically, how to add value to your life, how to be a better person, how to be a wiser person, how to make better life decisions. So if your mentor that you're choosing cannot do all these things, please find another mentor today. Yes, I said it. Your mentor should be able to teach you how to solve problems. Your mentor should be able to teach you how to manage success responsibly and not making a fool of yourself on social media. Your mentor should be able to teach you how to contribute meaningfully to the society. And to be honest, not every influencer actually deserves the influence that they have. Unfortunately, sadly, yes, is the truth. And not every viral person deserves to be a role model to anybody. And as followers, we also have a responsibility to ourselves, because those algorithms don't create themselves. The algorithms work with what human beings consume. So if you're prioritizing or if you're conscious about consuming only valuable content, you will force the algorithm to only push good content to people. This algorithm responds to what we watch, what we like, what we comment on, what we share, what we repost. Because if millions of people constantly, engage with shallow content, the algorithm will be forced to push out more of shallow content over actual educational content, because you're the one teaching the algorithm to do so. So in other words, we're not just consumers of the internet culture. We are the ones helping to actually shape what the internet gives off or gives out. So maybe the question is not actually why is this content everywhere, despite the fact that it doesn't make sense. The question rather should be, what kind of content are we rewarding with our attention? Because every view you give to a silly content is a vote. You are voting for that content. Every follow you give to a silly person is an endorsement of that person to the algorithm. And every share you give to a silly content is telling the algorithm that you want more of that kind of content. So that's what you keep getting on your feed. So if we want a culture that values creativity, intellect, and wisdom, we have to force the algorithm to shift towards that line by encouraging people who put out such content over people who put out rubbish. So we don't just do this with our words. It's not about just saying it on social media that, or telling somebody else that this person gives value, that person gives value. Those people who actually give value, support them, like their videos, comment on them, share their videos to so many people, repost their content for others to see. Because that way you're teaching the algorithm to push out more educational and more sensible content to other people to watch. That way we can change and reteach the algorithm to give us valuable content over nonsense, shallow content. So please, it all begins with you. And we need each and every one of us to get the silly content off the social media. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Literal Podcast, and I hope you've liked this video. If you haven't done that, please do so quickly. Hit the like button, share this video to your friends, family, loved ones, everybody. Repost this content on your story because it means the world to me. Drop your comments in the comment section because I really like to know what you guys think, and I'll be sure to respond. You know how we do it here. And if you're not already a part of this tribe, hit that subscribe button today to become one of us, because on this content we give value. Yeah, that's on period. Clock it. So let me know what you think here. Drop your comments in the comment section. Do you think that social media has reduced the value for education in the society, or has it simply changed what we consider as valuable? Let's continue this conversation in the comments. So drop your comments. I'd like to know what you think. So if this video challenged you to do better, or this video resonated with you, or was a wake-up call for you to do better, please do well to share it with other people who also love meaningful conversations. Until I come your way, same time next week on the Literal Podcast, I remain your amazing host, the Phenomenal Oge. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye.